I was proud to be of service to him. He was my very dear friend.
It was rumored that he was very rich at one time, Mr. Chris.
It is true, my dear, when times were good, but due to bad speculation, unlucky investments that...
Friends. He died without so much as a half-penny to pass on to his son. Alas, madam, we all have our ups and downs.
Ah, Squire, I perceive you are a man.
With a heart to feel for the unfortunate, 'tis true, madam, that is the character which I have chosen to attain, but far be it for me to boast. Now then, madam, the main reason for my inquiry my visit is to inquire about your future welfare.
You are most kind, Squire.
Not at all. Not at all. It's fortunate she does not realize my true reason for being here. Now then, madam, have you made provisions, and as to say, have you provided?
It is true, then, too true. The cottage is forgotten after his soul.
Why, what else can the young man do, my dear? A wild, giddy, reckless young man, born to the world and given to excess, without so much as an inheritance from his late lamented father. Oh, but pardon me, I would not call upon your cheek the blush of modesty. But you understand his extravagance, as to say, his folly.
Ah, sir, I perceive he is much unlike his poor, dear, departed father.
Do not misunderstand me. I wish the young man well with all my heart. Heaven knows I have sake to do so, for the sake of his dear departed father. You are right, Mrs. Wilson. Judge then of the interest which I take in that last remaining skying of that honored stock. It is fortunate she does not realize my true interest.
Making it red.
But madam, realize he is yet young.
He cannot be more than 20. I recollect him when a lad, upright, brown-eyed boy with brown hair, rather tall for his age.
23 is his age to the day, madam, as of the last of July. But now, madam, this is business, and I have sometimes, on very rare occasions, called a very blunt man, and known to speak my mind. Not yet, my dear young lady. But it might be best to be prepared, for Edward is an impulsive man, and once he sets his mind to something, no power in heaven or earth could change his course. I know that if I were to go down on bended knees before him, to plead for you, all of my entreaty would be of no avail. No, madam, it might be prudent to be prepared. It might save you much inconvenience.
You impose upon us a severe task, my dear sir.
Bear up, madam, bear up. If I may be so officious as to suggest hitching any young, delectable, delicious, healthy young lady like your daughter there ought to be able to find a profitable situation. Now, madam, I shall leave you, but I will return before very long. May heaven bless. Yes, the widow and her daughter must quit the cottage. That I am resolved to. First, for the wrongs I endured under old Mr. Wilson many years ago, and second, because it suits my own purposes, which of course is most important of all other considerations. Now, the second stage in my plot is to seek out young Middleton and give him the benefit of my advice.
Comfort, my daughter, comfort. It is a good thing to have a friend in the hour of trouble, and this Mr. Cribbs appears to be a very feeling man. Nevertheless, before we take his advice, we would do well to make our proposed trial of this young man, Edward Middleton. Are you ready?
Yes, Mother.
Have you the money in your purse?
Yes, Mother, it's all here. 30 crowns. The sum we have saved to purchase fuel for the winter.
That will pay off hard to be allowed to win for rent. When this young man sees we are disposed to deal fairly with him, he may relent. You turn pale, Mary. What ails you, child?
Dear Mother, 'tis nothing. It must be done. But I fear this young man. He has a reputation of being wild and reckless.
Fear not, Mary, fear not. Remember what I have told you. Call him to the door, do not enter the house. Give him the money, and tell him your sad story. He must, from family and association, at least have the manners of a gentleman. And however wild and reckless a youth may be when abroad among his associates, no gentleman ever insulted a friendless and unprotected woman.
You give me courage, dear Mother. I tremble at the thought of what I needs must do. Goodbye, dear Mother.
Go forth as the dove flew from the ark of old. And if thou shouldst fail in finding the olive branch of peace, return and seek comfort where thou shalt surely find it, in the bosom of thy fond and widowed mother. When you are lonely, when you are sad, when times are trying, when times are bad, there is nothing there is a mother's love will never fade. A mother's love is true, and you need never be afraid, for she will comfort you.
When I am lonely, when I am sad, when times are trying, when times are bad, there is a haven where I may rest, safe and depending on my mother's breast.
A mother's love will never fade. A mother's love is true, and you need never be afraid, for she will comfort you.
I go, Mother.
God be with you on your mission, child. God be with you.
I have almost reached the residence of Mr. Edward Middleton. Soon I will see this dissipated young man. Oh, my mother must be deceived. How can a man such as he have pity for children of poverty? We are but misfortune suppliants for shelter beneath the roof of his cottage. But who is this who approaches? 'Tis a gentleman. My fears tell me he is the man I seek. Shall I ever have courage to speak? I will pause and hide until he has reached his home.
Edward, you son of my old friend. I've been looking for you.
Your most obedient servant. You may be sure that any friend of mine, father, is more than welcome.
Well said, nobly said. I feel father before me when I look upon you.
And what may I have the pleasure of doing for you, sir?
It is a trivial matter, so trivial I hesitate to bother you with it. But nonetheless, as your late father's legal advisor, I feel obliged to do so.
Yes?
It is in regard to the cottage and the lands adjoining. When last we spoke on this matter,
I was then ignorant that a poor widow and her only child
who are in arrears for their rent,
lived there for many years, and that my father esteemed them most highly.
That may be so, but one must not let one's head be ruled by one's heart. That is a fatal mistake that has led many a young man along the road to ruin.
I could not send them forth upon the world in the present condition of the old lady. She is ailing and may not be much longer for this world.
Have you not heard of the workhouses?
The workhouses, Mr. Prince? Certainly not. They must stay in the cottage that has been their home. How could I send them forth from the flowers which they have reared, the vines which they have trained in their course, a place endeared to them by tender domestic recollections and past remembrances of purity and happiness?
And what of the fences they have neglected? The poor garden gate ripped from its hinges, and the poor helpless birch tree torn down and used for firewood, eh?
Enough. I will not listen further. All of this has been explained to me by my foster brother William. The trees and the fences were broken down by idle schoolboys.
Upon reflection, perhaps I comprehend your plan more clearly. After all, we are both men of the world, are we not?
I fail to understand you, sir.
The widow's daughter, a sweet young thing, eh? Sparkling eyes, eh? Dimples, eh? Roguish glances, eh? You have met her, haven't you?
I have never seen the girl. Explain yourself, Mr. Curtis.
If you haven't, no doubt you will. Little presents of cake from the estate. Mother and daughter grateful, eh? Very grateful. Free access to the cottage at all hours.
Mr. Prince, you cannot be what
Why not? Why not?
Have you forgotten that this poor girl does not have a father?
That's it. A very wild flower growing freely on the open heath.
Do you forget that this girl has not a brother?
Exactly. A garden without a fence, not a stake standing. All you have to do is step inside.
You villain! You cad! You cur! That is fortunate for you. I knew an old man once, peace to his ashes, whose hair was as gray as yours. Beneath that breast there beat a heart as pure as the first throb of childhood. Had that old man heard you utter such foul sentences to his son, and he heard you tell me you echoed like a wolf this bold of innocence, and tear from her mother's arms the hope of her old age, he would have forgotten the winters that had dried the pit within his aged limbs, seized you by the throat, and dashed you prostrate to the earth, as too foul a carcass to wander red and mark the neighborhood.
Told you off.
More!
I perceive he is a bit ticked off.
Leave me, old man, be gone. Your hot, lascivious breath will not mingle. Wild flowers, your raven voice will not harmonize with the sweet warblings of these heavenly songbirds, which pour forth their praise to that almighty power which looks with horror upon your crime. Be gone!
Ha! The widow's daughter. Now I must practice some artifice. Mr. Middleton, you must have misunderstood my meaning. I was but merely suggesting that you should visit these poor people and give them the benefit of your manly protection. Oh, I cannot bear a woman's tears. You poor, poor child. May heaven bless you and keep you. I shall be terribly revenged for this.
This then is the widow's daughter. Rise, my dear, and be assured of my sympathy for your young girl has quite taken my breath away. She is the most beautiful, most delightful, most charming girl I have ever had the good fortune to behold. Nay, my dear, I do not require your money. Be pleased to retain it as a portion of your dowry. If, as you say, you overheard the conversation that I held with that old man, then you must know that I sometimes speak very plainly.
It's not our fault that the fences are broken down. It was not so when my father lived, but since then everything
When that vile old man spoke to me of your charms, I heeded him not. But there are plenty of pretty girls in this part of Hertfordshire. And since then I have discovered for myself what I had only heard before. Something more than ordinary beauty, a charm of mental excellence, noble sentiment, filial piety. These are the beauties that render you conspicuous above all the maidens I have ever seen. I speak plainly, Mary, for I speak honestly. And when I ask you to keep that money as a portion of your dowry, need I say into whose hands I would like it to fall at last?
that's not to understand you, sir.
I sometimes walk down in the vicinity of your cottage.
And should I see you go by without stopping, why then?
Then what, dear Mary?
Why then I should suppose you have forgotten where we live.
My dearest Mary, how could I ever forget? Who would have thought that when I contemplated selling that dear cottage, it would be regarded as a casket, invaluable in the jewel that it contained. Mary, my dear, I have spoken plainly. Now will I venture even further. Would you? Could you?
Why then?
Would you do me the great honor of becoming my wife?
Yes.
I discovered for myself what I had only heard before. Something more than ordinary beauty, a charm of mental excellence, noble sentiment, filial piety. These are the beauties that render you conspicuous above all the maidens I have ever seen. I speak plainly, Mary, for I speak honestly. And when I ask you to keep that money as a portion of your dowry, need I say into whose hands I would like it to fall at last?
That's not to understand you, sir.
I sometimes walk down in the vicinity of your cottage.
And should I see you go by without stopping, why then?
Then what, dear Mary?
Why then I should suppose you have forgotten where we live.
My dearest Mary, how could I ever forget? Who would have thought that when I contemplated selling that dear cottage, it would be regarded as a casket, invaluable in the jewel that it contained. Mary, my dear, I have spoken plainly. Now will I venture even further. Would you? Could you?
Why then?
Would you do me the great honor of becoming my wife?
Yes. I must know you these few moments.
In reality, but a few moments. But in my dreams have I known you all my life. Marry me, Mary. You make your cottage our home, and my foster brother God in mine.
You overwhelm me, sir. What can I say?
Love me ever. Well, you
mistake my meaning. I have an ardent passion.
Oh, you must have getting your passion, Miss Spindle. It be awful like that I fever and the goose.
You will not understand me, will you? I have a passion for one.
Well, boy, a good thing it be for one. Okay.
Can you not fancy who that one is?
Oh, danged if I can.
He lives in your house.
In my house. Well, there be I live there. And Mr. Middleton. And my poor little sister Agnes. See, I worked that out all right. I reckon it ain't Agnes, it's her's a woman. So it must be I or Mr. Middleton. See?
I fear, dear William, that I must tell you that you are not the object of my affection.
What a light! She had I propped my word for a minute. If it ain't for I, then, I reckon it must be for Mr. Middleton.
Mr. Middleton, indeed. Ah, Mr. Edward Middleton.
Dang me! If she ain't said her cat for it, foster brother Edward. I'll best get it talking about something. Oh, that blue grand pink dress you be wearing, Miss Spindle, it becomes you.
Oh, William, you shouldn't say things like that.
Right, you be, Miss Spindle. I'll not say nothing more.
Oh. Well then, how does it become me?
Why, it's the same color as I eyes.
Yes, well, about those Wilsons, when are you going to turn them out of the cottage?
Oh, don't you worry about that, Miss Spindle. Not too long before somebody else will be moving in there. Little does you know, be my foster brother Eddie.
I'm awfully glad to hear it. I never could endure those Wilsons. I know they haven't paid me a rent. And do you? Oh, that young girl was seen getting into a shade with the young man? And didn't arrive home until 9 in the evening? It was too dark to see who the young man was, though I did stand there in the rain for hours waiting for them to get back.
That explains it, Miss Spindle.
Explains why, William.
How you got the fever and the gooliers going on. Standing outside and all that rain. Good day to you.
Aren't you leaving me?
Oh, that I'll be. But before I go, I'd like to leave you with a bit of advice. Oh, thou must take good care of thy precious health, Miss Spindle. Oh, thou must keep thy feet warm, thy head cool, thy mouth shut, and thy heart open. And I reckon it won't be long before thou be in good health, good conscience, and stand well on thy plans. A good day to you.
How can he speak to a gentle lady like that? But no matter. Someday, when old age does come on, the charm of refined education will still remain. And as my favorite poet says, you may break, you may ruin the vase if you will. Ah, but the scent of the roses will cling round it still.
You're getting better. So, Mary Wilson is to marry Edward Middleton this very day. Thus ends my prudent endeavors to rid myself of the wretched Wilsons. Ah, young Middleton, there is yet hope. I can do him some unexpected favor, learn myself into his good graces, invite him into the local bar, and when he falls, I shall see him. Wait for the car. I shall see him begging for his bread yet. His wife foster brother, simple but honest William. I will wheedle him, try the ground before I place my foot upon it.
Oh, Squire Crib, have you seen my poor little half-witted sister Agnes?
No, William, my honest fellow, I have not, and nor do I want to, I warrant. She knows too much for my happiness, but I'm safe now that she's gone mad. But I've been looking for you.
I wonder what old razor chops you want with I wonder. Well, Squire, what can I do for you? I've been a terrible hurry.
May keep you busy, eh?
Oh, that they do. Have you not heard? Mr. Edward will get married this very day. I reckons it looks as if the old Squire swallowed vinegar in the steak of the thigh.
Yes, yes, I'm delighted at the news, William. Delighted.
I thought you had same place. Reckons it looks as if the old dude had a dose of vinegar in the steak for salt and sand.
No matter, get ready. Oh, wait! There is yet one other matter I wish to discuss with you.
Sir?
You are a clever fellow. Why don't you show me just how clever you are by getting me an invitation to the wedding? Mr. Edward and I, some months ago, had a slight disagreement over a trifling matter, and I am not one to bear a grudge. And I think the wedding would be an admirable opportunity to bury the hatchet in the son of my dear friend. See what you can do for me in this matter, and here's a crown to drink to my health.
Oh, thank you, Squire, but I don't want none of that money.
Oh, very well, then no offense meant. Let's say we step into the local bar and raise a bottle to the happy couple.
Squire Crib, it's in my opinion, if you're going to Beelzebub wants you to hire an honest fella to do a bad action, he'd best hire a petticoating bad lawyer, a good crown in one hand, and a bottle of whiskey in the other. Oh, good night, to you.
What's really amazing is that he said all that with a peanut in the side of his mouth. Ah, for all of your apparent stupidity, I perceive you are a cunning scoundrel. But just you wait, young man. I'll fix you. I'll get you, and I'll get your little dog, too. His mad sister Agnes. Will that creature never die? She knows too much for my happiness. Her voice haunts me like the spectre of the youth whom I drove to his doom. He could not resist the temptation. He fell prey to drink and died in a drunken fury, and she was driven mad. I think I'll hide.
Rick, and Fern, cypress dell, and the slippery heather flows where the glassy waters well. By the old moss-covered wall, upon the heather, when the weather is as glad as May, so we prance
any case of assault and battery. I'll see you put in jail. I'll see you put behind bars.
I'll put you in the duck pond and I'll see you touch my half-witted sister again.
Mrs. Wilkes,
quarters are okay, but dimes are in. I'm not quite certain, Miss Spindle, but I think we may be able to make a case of the golden battery out of this.
Well, it was exceedingly rude of a gentleman of his education and breeding. After that, one morning, he vowed to me they were coming out to church.
Aha! Now the evidence comes in. So do tell me, most injured and fair one, do you have any proof of this?
Oh, sir, no,
Yes, I'm sure your suffering must have been interminable.
you may judge how tender were palpitations of my heart.
Yes, well, tell me, madam, have, any letters passed between the two of you?
Oh, yes, indeed. My answer.
Aha! Now we've got him. Would you be so condescending as to show me 3 or 4 of them?
But he has them all in his possession.
Horrible! How did he obtain possession of those letters?
I sent them, some by one, some by another.
But how, madam? How did he get his letters?
Oh, sir, mark his ingratitude. I wrote him 5 or 6 letters, and he
Yes?
never wrote me one, sir, not one.
The correspondence was all on one side, then?
Alas, yes. Think of it.
Oh, baby.
All of my tenderness, all of my passion. Oh, Edward, as the immortal bard has said, thou hast sliced my heart in
This woman is the most immortal bore I've ever met in my life. You're the second. And you're the third. Now, madam, I just recalled a rather threatening engagement which I'm several centuries late for, and I really must be going.
How ought I to proceed?
You really want me to tell you, Miss Spindle?
Yes, indeed, yes.
Very well, then, Miss Spindle. I suggest that once the weather clears, that you walk along the upper lane until you reach Farmer Thompson's big meadow.
Yes,
Walk across it
yes,
until you reach the big green pond.
yes.
Jump in, go down thrice, come up but twice. Good day to you.
I demand satisfaction.
over it and starting to see daylight again? What, Mr. Edward, with such a sweet lamb of a wife and the prettiest young that ever drew breath? Oh, no. All it were for he to do would have taken a bit of a bowl of punch and a flying horse with a frame, which be no more or no less than the parson do. All the same, I reckon, it best be left alone altogether, or as I say, if a man don't put his hand into the fire, he do stand a better chance of not burning his fingers. There's some likes his brandy and some likes his gin, and others as think that's all drinking's a sin. But I've got my own reason for losses fight. I reckon 'twill never do no harm to me, that the cat have her mouth and the dog have his fun. But I need no devil's temptation alone. There's some like the silver and some like the gold, while others want nothing and all I am told. But I like what I've got and nothing more. And while I've got mine, I can never be poor. The cat have her mouth and the dog have his bone. But I need no devil's temptation alone. But I need no devil's temptation alone. Oh, look, firewood.
Well, quite well, I think. This is good.
Ah, who have we here? Middleton, now to arrange for his downfall. Edward, my dear friend in all the world, what a surprise to find you here. Of course, I don't come into places like this myself, except on business, of course.
Well, I'm
sure that's the same with you, of course. But since we have both met, what say we have a drink in honor of the house?
Well,
I am glad to see you. What's it to be, gentlemen? The same, Mr. Middleton.
I beg you to excuse me. You know I am just drunk, and never do I allow more than one glass of my drinks in one day. And that way do I remain within the bounds of sobriety.
Why, Squire, must be a good 10-year or more since last we met. Do you remember the occasion?
Can't say that I do.
Oh, you must remember, Squire. I saw you digging up back beyond that old tree. I asked you what you were bearing, and you told me.
What is it? Are you ill?
It's a cramp. I'm subject to it from time to time. How much does that fool suspect?
What am I?
Aha! Edward! I demand that you have a drink with me, and I will not take no for an answer.
I cannot. I must not.
Oh, take a little more, Mr. Middleton. The Squire wouldn't advise you to do what wasn't right.
Come, landlord, good whiskey.
I believe I was
Mr. Middleton had brandy before.
Not half as healthy as good whiskey.
But I don't want any whiskey.
What's the matter, man? Are you afraid?
Can't be stronger than the other ones.
Very well, gentlemen, there you are. 2 measures of the finest whiskey.
Thank you, landlord.
Oh, this is pleasant. Is this Scotch whiskey?
That it is, sir. Made from the pure water of the Highland streams.
Oh, then let us drink to that, to the pure waters of the Highland streams, and all the noble people of Scotland.
Here, here. Percy, what is this old biddy up to? I don't put a stop to
Why don't you join us, old sulky?
Ah, drinks went on dry. Good English beer. You can keep your beer to
Landlord, I
yourself.
believe there's going
You're
to be
a softy old fellow, that's what you are.
Oh, you get away from me. You're making a fool of yourself, you big
A fool?
Yeah.
Get out of here, I'll knock you down. Run! Yeah! Get the fury!
Look!
but who is it approaching? It's William Dowden again. I will retire and see what he is about.
Oh, buddy, what's to be done? Oh, Mr. Edward has been drinking again. I went to meet him, to help him home. But he said how he wanted to walk home by himself. And so he up a bit, before he went home to his poor, sweet youngin' his wife. Ever since that old Sam got in a fight with him at the end, he'd be a proper devil for the drink, and I'd be a fact. I lost count of the times I had to carry him home, and poor old Miss Wilson, she takes almost cruel too. She'd be so very, very, very ill. Oh, here he come now. I'll hoist it on. For if he see I just swear I'll be watching him. That old fox I get a hold of him, I'll wring his neck sooner than that I would of an old tough hand.
That was terrible. Have no fear, William Dowden. Advice and follow it implicitly. I'm not too proud to take money. I forgot what the hell I was going to say. Oh, yes! I shall keep myself incognito.
Of my life. Ever since that day when that scoundrel Cribbs tempted me, in the end have I been lost. I remember my mother's words, my dear dying mother. They were the last words I ever heard her utter. Mother is far greater than the conqueror of the world. Oh, my brain burns. My hands tremble. My knees shake beneath me. Oh, I cannot face them thus. No one sees. William will be there ere this. Oh, help for the hiding place. are a single man, you do not know what it is like to see your little patrimony wasted away, to feel that you are the cause of suffering you would die to alleviate. Oh!
Pooh-pooh your suffering. Is not your cottage worth at least 100 sovereigns? Why, it was just the other day that Farmer Benson was inquiring how much it could be bought for.
Bought for?
Yes, Edward, how much?
Cribs, do you see yon smoke rising from amongst the trees?
Yes, it rises from yon cottage.
And do you know who lives there?
Why, you do.
And who else?
Your family, to be sure.
And you counsel me to sell it? To put a little pellet in my leather's hand? And then to squander it on drink? No, no!
Come now, friend, you misunderstand me. Come away with me.
Leave me!
Why? Where would you go thus?
Home! To my sorrowing wife! Her poor dying mother!
speak to a prince now. Why, Mr. Middleton, is that you?
Yes, Prince. What there is left of me.
You do not appear much altered.
I am a broken man, Prince.
Come now, let me give you a crown. You know I'm not a very rich man. In fact, you might even say I work for peanuts. And small things. Once he accepts his crown, he'll be a few yards nearer his grave by sundown. But you're always welcome to the odd crown now and then. Take it. Take it.
Thank you, Prince.
Think nothing of it.
You are but recently from the village.
This very morning.
I hardly dare ask if you have seen them.
Who? Oh, your wife and child. Yes, yes, they are doing charmingly. The gentlefolk have taken an interest in your wife's pretty face. And your child is as merry as a cricket and as brisk as a bee.
Then Mary is happy.
Happy as a lark. Little does he know that she is nigh to starvation. She's here in London living in a miserable garret. She's radiant, radiant.
I am glad, although she thinks no more of me.
Oh no, she thinks of you from time to time. Indeed, she says that heaven does not send an affliction. So much for heaven. Without the antidote, she says that were it not for the brutal, strange conduct and your drunkenness, odd behavior, she would not have attracted the sympathy of these kind people who now regard her as the pride of their circle.
Say all that?
Of course, and she pities you. And I am quite certain that she would once again want to see you a respectable member of society.
Oh, it is kind of her. Pities me. Respectable. But Prince, how is a man to become respectable? He has not a penny in his pocket. Oh, God, this wretched carcass.
There are ways, Middleton. When the world has used you ill, be revenged upon the world.
Revenge? Prince, how? Prince, how?
The name is Prince. And now, for the moment I've waited this whole nice shot. That I've waited this whole damn play for. I think you should make them take the oath.
You're gonna pay the bill?
Put your right hand out. I promise. Yeah, all I'm gonna throw is peanuts. Well, money.
And now, for the moment I've waited this whole damn play for. You see this piece of paper?
Yes, Prince. What is it?
The name is Krampus. It is a check for £1,000.
£1,000? But I don't understand.
I shall explain. Stand down with you. I happen to know that you are an excellent penman. Write upon this check the name of Arden Prinslaw, thus you can laugh at poverty.
A forgery?
An ugly word, Middleton. An ugly word. Shall we just call it a little deception with the aid of a pen?
Call it what you will. Nothing longer a forgery, an iniquitous crime. And against whom? Arden Renshaw, the noble merchant, the princely philanthropist, the poor man's friend, and the orphan's benefactor. Out and out on you for a villain and a coward. Wretch as I am, by the world despised, shunned and neglected, by those who would save and succor me. Rather than that, my dear child should blush for her father's crimes. I should sooner perish in the nearest dunghill. Take back your base pride, miscalled charity. All by your hypocrisy.
A simple no would have been sufficient, but a lot less wet. You say that now, Middleton, in the heat of your passion, but we'll see what you say when you're starving.
Has it come to this, then? An object of pity to my once adored wife and child? Other friends have fully made up my loss. She is flourishing too, while I am literally starving. Oh, what's to become of me? Wretched, despised. But one resource. Drink! I must have drink! My handkerchief will buy me a drink or two at all events. Whiskey, aye, whiskey!
Plague take that fellow. Who would have thought he would be so foolishly conscientious? But I must not abandon my scheme on the House of Renflaw. The speculation is too good. Everything come out all right? I must pen the check myself and trust there will be no deception. Ah, who is approaching now? Why, as I live and breathe, if it isn't that old ancient fool, Miss Spindle. Whatever can she be doing here in London? I must hide somewhere and eavesdrop.
Why, this London is the most awful place to find what's way I was ever in. All of its ups and downs and ins and outs. It's been 2 hours now I've been looking for St. Paul's Cathedral, and I can't find it anywhere, though they do say it is even bigger than our village church. I'm up here in London to look at the sights, and I'm simply dazzled by all of the lights. Oh, say off behind my head, see no world, simply too much for an innocent girl. Picture a girl up in London, dressed in her very best gown. Picture an innocent brave, picture a girl up in town. They don't say for a girl such as me, we're down every alley away to secrecy. Lord, I should scream with my very last breath. They whisk me away to a baby. Pity a girl up in London, dressed in her very best gown. Pity an innocent babe. Pity a girl up in town. Pity a girl up in London, dressed in her very best gown. Pity an innocent babe. Pity a girl up in town.
Why, immaculate, virginal, innocent Miss Spindle. Whatever are you doing in this great metropolis?
Oh, Square Prince, this is such a terrible place. Not at all like our village. I can't wait to get back there. I've seen some terrible things here, you know. Terrible.
Indeed, madam, it is a den of all vices, and the weather's rather strange. It rains peanuts from time to time. Not at all a beautiful place for clean, honest living people like yourself and me.
Oh, what? My God. Can you tell me what has become of the Middletons? I understand she left the village some months ago.
Ah, never you fear, Miss Spindle. I have kept my mustache upon them. They are down, Miss Spindle, down never to rise again. Alexis, did everything come out all right? Indeed, she exclaimed that she would rather follow her drunken vagabond husband here than stay at home without him where she belongs.
She is low.
Oh, yes.
Great.
Yes.
You know, she's back to taking in washing to feed herself and her child. Is she here with him now?
No, she has been unsuccessful in her search, but I know where he is. It was just a few moments ago. Nice shot. I did it again. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yes, they... What is this, a plot? It was just a few moments ago that I parted company with the wretch.
Really?
Indeed. And I know where she is, and I must pay her a visit before long. Now then, Miss Spindle, did I understand that you were searching?
She was late.
Did I understand that you were searching for St. Paul's? Do allow me the exquisite honor of escorting you there.
Don't go.
They say the old fool is loaded with money. If I play my cards right, perhaps I can extort some from her. We'll go halvesies after the show. Hey, Miss Spindle!
Alas, I am faint with hunger.
continue to be. While there are drunkards of one sex and wantons of the other.
Oh, you slander my husband! It is because he is poor, forsaken, reviled, and friendless that thus I seek him. Thus, love him still.
Ha, ha, ha. He would laugh in his drunken ribaldry to hear you.
Most contemptible of all graces is
Tut, young lady. You are proud, considering your surroundings. Not very much of a housekeeper, if I say so myself. But come, I forgive you. You are young and beautiful. I am rich. Your husband is a vagabond, low-life, drunk,
Stick to the script.
and a rotten dresser.
I made that shirt.
I rest my case.
Go ahead, finish this.
And with me, I have a true affection for you.
Don't even think about touching me. You rat, you run, you scum, you disgusting old man. But no, despicable wretch, that's my husband. Even if he is drunk, clothed in rags, and covered with wine like drunk at my feet.
Yup.
It's a being of whose nations you are unworthy to undo.
Does that mean no? Nay, then, proud you, yes. You shall know my
I
wrath.
want too far, help me out.
It is late. You are unfriended. They are out of peanuts.
No,
Well, Squire, won't be the rock. Close the tape, the rock carcass down. And I'll turn auctioneer and knock you down to the highest bidder. Be off, you ugly varmint. Or I'll make mincemeat out of you.
I'll have you arrested, young man. I'll have you put in jail.
Get out before I knock you down again.
Why, young man, I'll have you know I am a man who...
You, a man? Nature made a blunder, I reckon. Her had herself a piece of cow dung. Her meant to form into a pig. Made a mistake, gave it your shape, and sent it in the world to be a miscalled man. Get out. And take these with you. I did not like to hit him for you, but I reckon he went down them stairs. A far side quickly when he came up.
how can you get so opportunely, William?
Well, I'll tell you. I was on my way back to my lair at the lodging house nearby Angel Street, where I happened to mention to the landlord about you. And would you believe it? He knew where you were. I thought how you might be more comfortable there, and this good while made it as nice and as pleasant for you as possible. So come along with Miss Milton, back to my lodging, and bring my young'un with us.
How can I thank you?
Oh, there'll be no need for that, you can be certain.
His loss. I suppose we're all on our way then.
Well, come along then, back to my lodging, and when I've got you there safely, I will continue my search for your husband. Just rest assured, if I have to search the length and breadth of London town.
God bless him and my Edward!
those who love me.
I come not to upbraid you or insult you. I'm aware of all your danger and have come to save you.
That you may well know. Even now I'm dying for a drink. If, as you say, you are my friend, then give me whiskey. What? Whiskey? Oh, who are you that takes interest in a helpless vagabond? Neither my father nor my brother.
I'm a friend to the unfortunate. You are a man, and if a man, you are my brother.
I am useless. Of what use can I be to you?
Perhaps I can be of some use to you. Are you indeed a fallen man? That have the greater claim upon my compassion, my attention, my utmost endeavors to raise you to the station in society from which you have fallen. For he that lifts a fallen fellow creature from the dust is greater than a hero who conquers a world.
My mother's dying word. Oh, and what are you?
I'm one of those whose lives and labors have been passed on in rescuing their fellow men from the abyss in which you have fallen. I administer the pledge of sobriety to those who have once more become an ornament to society and a blessing to themselves and those around them.
No, it is too late. I am a ruined, broken, helpless, wretched, despised.
You see before you one who for 20 years was a prey to the dreadful folly.
Indeed? No, it is too late.
It is not too late. Come with me. We'll restore you to the station in society from which you have fallen. Reject not my prayers. Strength will be given to you. Come, brother. Involve your name among the free, the distant crowd, and make a name once more.
And now for my design on the house of Ard and Brinslaw. The signature is perfect, though it be I that say it. I trust there'll be no deception. Now I must find a well-dressed boy, deliver my check to the bank, receive the money, and then I'm off to America.
He's upstairs. Who you married?
Would I were certain of the ruination of that vagabond Middleton and the infamy of his tiger-like wife, I would be content indeed. Ah, there's a likely boy to run my errand to the bank. Oh, boy, how would you like to earn a candy bar?
Honest William, I've been searching for you. Edward desires to see you.
Oh, thank you, sir. And bless you. How be Edward? Where will he?
At my home and breezing up there well and happy. No, William, I'm making arrangements to send his wife and child back to their cottage in the village. I will send a carriage to your lodging later this morning. Their happy home is being prepared for them, and I will obtain double certain information of his grandfather's will.
Oh, thank heaven.
I will proceed to the village later today, but there are grave matters which delay my departure from here. A forgery was committed yesterday in the name of our firm upon the city bank.
Oh, bless me. A forgery? The city bank? Who gave the check, sir?
'Twas a young boy, William, a young boy.
What time on the clock would it be yesterday?
Oh, it was after the bank opened in the morning. Why, this eagerness?
Why, I told you. Mr. Middleton told us, Lawyer Chris, when Mr. Middleton was in poverty and drunkenness, urged you to commit forgery. And dang me if yesterday morning I didn't see that old fox Chris give a boy a check, tell you to take it to the city bank, get some money, and bring it to he at 4th Street. Now I reckons how I ain't extra bright, but I thinks I can figure out that old fox Chris wouldn't get fined.
And so can I, indeed. Come with me to Wall Street to secure an officer of the law.
Oh, just wait till I get a grip on that old fox Chris. He'll not easily escape my grasp. I'll come with you, sir, heart and mind.
Come then.
There'll be an officer at the wall at the crossroads, and I'll be here. He'll not easily escape from us.
Have you seen your sister, William?
No. Nor will. Not until we get to Old Fox's crib.
But she wants to see you. She has a secret to tell you.
Secret? If they're one of her strange fancies, I reckon.
Oh, no, you are quite mistaken, William. Your dear sister's mind has been restored.
What? How? Don't trifle with us, Miss Stevens. I could not bear.
Oh, it's true. She is quite sane, quite well. And good Dr. Lidworth always said she would be.
Will she know I? And call out by my name? Shall I once again hear her caroling to the early morning sun? Shall I once again hear her whisper the sweet prayers our poor mother taught her? Oh, thank heaven! Thank heaven!
Why, William, she's coming.
Mother? William?
My darling little sister!
I
and my sister